Hello and welcome to Craxoid. I have installed CrDroid ROM on my phone, which is based on Android 13. While using this ROM, I have seen one thing written, that is Open Godness slogan on CrDroid setting. So this makes me wonder what God level features are available inside CrDroid setting. So I checked every settings inside it by myself. So in this video I have decided to explain each and every settings one by one inside this CrDroid setting. So now let's start this video. Status bar. At first there is status bar section, and inside it there is status bar icons, and from here you can choose different status bar icons. Like if you disable Wi-Fi icon, then the Wi-Fi icon will stop showing on status bar even if it's enabled. Clock style. Below status bar icons there is clock style option, from where you can choose the clock position to left, right, or hide clock from status bar. Clock and date. Below clock style there is clock and date setting. Here at first there is auto hide option, and if you enable this option, then whenever you go to home screen, quick tiles or app drawer section, then clock will disappear from the status bar. And also there is another auto hide option, and this will hide clock at regular interval. You can choose hide duration and show duration. I have set 5 seconds on both of them, and now I'll go to home screen. Then the clock from status bar will disappear at every 5 seconds interval and will reappear on another 5 seconds. Clock seconds. Also there is clock seconds option. If enabled, it will show seconds next to clock in status bar section. Below clock seconds there is background chip option. If you enable this feature, then the background color will be shown on clock, and you can change that background color behind clock on status bar by changing basic colors from wallpapers and styles section. Below background chip there is AM PM option, and you can choose between normal size AM PM or small one. You can even hide it if you don't want this feature. Date. Below AM PM there is date option. Here also you can choose between small and normal one. And below there is date option. You can make it show on either left or right side of time. And below date position there is date style, and you can choose between lowercase or uppercase. Also there is date format option, and from here you can choose between lots of date format, and almost every date format is available here. And at last there is clock font size option, and you can decrease or increase the size of clock and date on status bar. Now I'll go back, and there is network traffic monitor option. Inside it there is location option. You can choose where the network speed is shown, either on status bar or on quick status bar, which means on quick setting panel. I'll prefer it on status bar. And below there is display mode. Here you have the option either to show upload speed only or download speed only. Also, so both option is present. I prefer to show both upload and download speed on status bar. Also there is auto hide option, and this will hide the traffic monitor when inactive. And below auto hide you can choose the inactivity threshold. You can choose between 0 kbps to 10,000 kbps, and also you can change the refresh internal. I'll prefer it to be the default one. And now you can see traffic measurement units. You can change traffic measurements to bits per second or to bytes per second. At last, on traffic monitor there is hide arrow option, and this will hide the arrows that used to show along with traffic speed. Below traffic monitor there is old style signal icon. You can enable it if you want to merge signal and signal type icons. And now you can see data disabled indicator, and if you enable this, then it will display on indicator on network icon when mobile data is disabled, and I prefer to disable this feature. And now there are some indicator options like 4G icon, roaming indicator, Bluetooth battery status, mic and camera, privacy indicator, location privacy indicator, media projection indicator, colored icons, and show notification count. Below there is logo option, and if you enable this, it will display a custom logo of CrDroid. You can also change logo position to left or right side on status bar, as well as you can change that logo style, and there are 29 different logo styles available, which will make your phone look completely unique and stylish than others. Under logo there is battery customization section, and you can change the battery style from here. 7 different battery styles are available in it. Also you can enable battery percent and change its position inside the icon or next to the icon. Also you can enable battery percentage when charging option, and this will always show battery percentage when you charge your phone. And at last, on battery customization, there is battery bar option. If you enable this option, a battery bar will be shown above status bar, and you can change its thickness and its color from here. There are some customizations related to battery bar colors available. Now below there is gesture section, and from here you can enable tap to sleep option. This will put your device to sleep mode if you double tap on status bar. Also brightness control feature is available and it's enabled. You can easily control and adjust brightness just by sliding across the status bar. And at last, on gesture, there is quick and smart pull down option available, and this feature will quickly pull down the quick settings. Quick settings. I have covered all the settings available in status bar. Now I'll enter into quick settings section. At first there is clock. If you disable this feature, then clock will be disabled in quick status bar header. You can also change clock font size on quick status bar header. Also below there is date option, battery style, battery location, battery percent, and battery estimate option. There is brightness slider option. You can also change the brightness slider position to top and bottom. Also enable that auto brightness icon if you want to have toggle for adaptive brightness next to the brightness slider. Below auto brightness icon there is hide QoS on lock screen option available, and if you turn on this feature, then quick setting will not open on lock screen mode. It will only show after you unlock your phone. There is background transparency option, and this is for quick setting background. You can change the opacity level for quick setting background. I'll prefer it to be at 100%. Inside quick setting, there is a tiles layout option. Here at first, hide level option is present, and if you enable this feature, then it will only show the icons in tile and hide the level of it. And you can also increase and decrease level text size according to your choice. There is vertical layout option, and if you enable this feature, then it will show levels below the icons instead next to it, and this looks something like this. You can also change number of columns to be shown on quick setting. There is 2 different options for portrait and landscape mode. Tile animation. You can also change quick settings tile animations to rotate and flip to x-axis or to y-axis. This looks so cool to watch the animation on quick setting panel. Also, you can change the animation duration from minimum 1 second to maximum 5 seconds. Even more, you can change the animation interpolator. Total, there are 8 different animation interpolator are present, and this enhances the animation. Footer. At last there is footer section. At first there is data usage option, and if you enable this option, it will display data usage summary in quick setting footer. And below there is footers alerts, which will show an alert at the bottom of quick setting panel when network is monitored by external apps or VPN. Also there is user account icon option available, which will show multi-user accessibility icon when available. For this you'll need to enable multi-user feature from system setting. You can also hide the edit tiles icon that will be shown in quick setting panel, but it's a necessary feature, so I prefer to show edit tiles icon on quick setting. In Android 13, power menu shortcut has been moved to bottom of quick setting for easy use, but if you don't want it, then you can also hide power menu shortcut from here. Below power menu shortcut, there is running services shortcut, and when enabled, this will show an icon at the bottom on quick setting, which will show the running services in the background, and from here you can choose device memory along with app RAM uses. Also there is setting shortcut option, and this option is really very useful for me. It will show a setting icon at the bottom of quick setting panel. You can also disable it if you want to hide it from quick setting. And at last there is clear all notification button, which will replace clear all notification text with material style floating button. So now quick setting section is totally covered. Now let's jump into lock screen section. Lock screen. At first there is media cover art option present, and if enabled, this will show media cover art on lock screen if you play any music or video. You can also apply filter on that media cover. There are 4 different media cover art filter available. You can also enable weather condition as well as location and make it show on lock screen. For this you must enable weather service at first. And below there is battery info. This will show battery information when charging your phone. Below these are some gesture setting for lock screen. At first, tap to sleep option is present. If you enable this, then when you double tap on lock screen, it will put your phone to sleep. And below this is fingerprint authentication vibration, fingerprint error vibration, and ripple effect option. And this ripple effect will show some ripple effect when you unlock your phone with fingerprint. And at last there is power menu option, and if you enable this feature, then when you long press power button on lock screen mode, it will show restart, power off and other option. But if you disable this feature from here, then you will not see any power options even after long pressing on lock screen mode. So now I've covered all the available lock screen settings. Now I'll enter into navigation section. Navigation. To use navigation feature, you should disable gestures and enable navigation button. And here at first there is navigation bar option, and if you disable this, then navigation pills will be hidden and you cannot do any actions. Below there are some options like pixel animation, which will show effects while pressing home button, show arrow keys while typing, change the layout of navigation bar, and also invert the navigation layout. Below there are some actions option. There is back long press option. You can choose between 17 different actions when you long press the back navigation button. Similarly, you can apply similar actions on long pressing home button and recent button. And for gesture navigation, there is A's long swipe option, and from here you can select those actions for A's long swipe. Buttons. Now after navigation, I'll go into button section. Here click to partial screenshot option is present, and this option will take partial screenshots if you tap volume down button and power button. But even if you disable this option, this feature seems working by tapping volume down and power button. And below there is power menu option. You can customize power menu options from here. Choose the action that you want to be displayed while long pressing power button. Also, advanced restart and secured lock screen is present. And secured lock screen will show advanced restart options on PIN or password secured lock screen. And at last, there is power menu style option. Here total 5 different styles are present. You can choose any power menu style you want. Also on power button section, there are some features like end call by pressing power button and long press power button to activate torch while display is off, and also you can set to automatically turn off torch in certain interval of time. Now there is volume button section. At first on volume buttons there is wake device option. You can enable it if you want to wake device by pressing any volume buttons. And also other features like answer call using volume buttons, control playback, keyboard cursor control, and a reorient option which will swap volume buttons when the screen is rotated. User interface. We have completed button section. Now let's jump into user interface section. At first there is ambient display. This feature is like always on display. And there is wake screen for notification option. When this is enabled, it will turn on the phone for new notification. And below this, always show time and info is present. This will show current date and time even if you lock your phone, but this will consume more battery. And further down below, there are some other features like music ticker, edge lighting, and you can change edge lighting color and its duration from here. Now I'll go back and there is charging animation option, and this will show animation if you put your phone in charging. And below there are some other features like full screen apps, screen off animations, which will show animation when you press power button to lock your phone. And there is Monet Settings available from where you can enable color to use custom colors for Monet engine instead of wallpaper colors. You can use any custom color and apply it, and there are some features like white luminance, use accurate shades, chroma factor, and use linear lightness, but I suggest you to use the default color. Now I'll go back and there is navigation bar style option from where you can use custom navigation bar. There are 11 different navigation bar styles present and all of them are really unique and stylish. And below this is font style from where you can use any desired font to set as system font. There are altogether 35 fonts available. And below there are some similar settings available like icon pack, signal icon style, Wi-Fi icon style, icon shape, and floating rotate button. Notifications. We have covered all the user interface settings. Now let's enter into notification settings. At first, there is reticker option present which will replace normal heads up notification with this new redesigned ticker. And below there is app colored background option which will replace reticker background color using notification app main color. There is noisy notifications options which will play sound and vibration for notifications when screen is on. Below this is force stop button. You can enable it to show force stop button in the notification long press menu. Below there are some other settings like heads up which will allow pop-up notifications, and less boring option which will display pop-up notification only for alarm, dialer, and messaging app. And below you can set the timeout for it to display heads up to notification. And below we have other features like show clipboard overlay, which is also one of the Android 13 feature. When we copy and text or images, then an overlay will be shown at the button. You can also enable blink flashlight for incoming calls and also enable this feature when do not disturb mode is active. You can even change the blink rate which is located below ignore DND option. And at last there is battery light and notification light option present which will configure LED color based on battery level and status, as well as configure LED color for notifications. Sound. We have covered notification settings as well. Now let's check what's inside sound setting. At first, there is pulse setting from where you can manage audio graphic equalizer for navigation bar and lock screen. Here are some features that you need to enable, like Nav Bar pulse, lock screen pulse, and ambient pulse for audio graphic equalizer. And some of its enhancing features like render, color, lamp speed, etc. are also present. Below pulse, there is volume step setting available, and from here you can customize number of steps in volume panel. There is screenshot sound option which will produce sound when screenshot is taken. Below screenshot sound, there is adaptive playback setting, and this will automatically pause any media when the volume is muted and will resume automatically when volume is restored within a set of time. And you can change playback time as well. You can change volume panel location from right to left if you enable this volume panel on left option. Also, you can change volume panel timeout. It will let how long volume panel will be shown on screen, and you can choose from 1 second to 10 seconds. And below there are some in-call vibration options like vibrate on connect, vibrate on call waiting, and vibrate on disconnect. Miscellaneous. We have covered all available sound settings, and now there is only one section left, that is miscellaneous. At first on miscellaneous, there is game space option available. From here you can get extra features for immersive gaming experience. There are features like notification mode, ringer mode, block full screen event, stay awake, lock gestures, disable auto brightness, disable swipe to screenshot, disable USB debugging, and overlay menu opacity level. Also, there is unlock higher FPS in games option available, which will spoof your devices as different model for specific games to unlock higher FPS. Also, the best feature to install custom ROM, which is unlimited photo storage option, is present, and this feature will spoof your device as a Pixel phone for Google Photos apps only to provide unlimited storage for backup. Also, Netflix spoof option is provided in this ROM, and this says it will spoof your device as a different model for Netflix. And also, smart charging and swipe 3 fingers to take screenshot option is present. There is sensor block per package setting, and which will block access to certain sensors for some apps to save the battery. You can add apps for sensor block from here, and this will block significant motion, accelerometer, linear acceleration sensors from added applications. And at last, there is 2 features. First one is pocket detection, which will block screen and button inputs when device is in pocket. And second one is weather settings. From here you can set up icon pack and weather services. Here you can also change weather update interval, last update time, weather provider, unit, your custom location, and condition icon pack. So these are the every settings you get inside CrDroid Settings. It has covered minute to major settings, which makes our phone look unique and gives us all the developer like access to control almost everything and every feature in the ROM. I tried to do something different and explained each and every CrDroid settings one by one. I hope now you will enjoy each and every settings of this ROM. Also, making this kind of video takes lots of effort and time, so please support us by subscribing, and also don't forget to like, share this video as much as you can, comment, and hit the notification bell too. Thank you for watching our video.